bringing you the news and information you need from the people making a difference. This is Comcast Newsmakers.
And welcome back to Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Steve Swat. We're coming to you from the heart of Marysville at Ellis Lake. Thanks for joining us. Thank you also to Paul Brunner, who is the Executive Director of the Three Rivers Levee Improvement Authority. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's great to be here, Steve. Thanks for inviting me.
You are finishing up a project, a very large project, a very critical project to this community, and that is levee improvement, what over 29 miles?
Yes, it's 29 miles in length that we've improved the levees.
Mm-hmm. And this project's been going on for, how many years now?
We started in 2004, and so in a very quick time period, we've been able to reach the point where we are now, which is almost completion.
And I guess we ought to talk about how FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has, after Katrina, has come down pretty hard on communities that are situated next to rivers, and certainly this community in 1986 and again in 1997 has, you've seen levee breaks and some real problems, and so you had to make these improvements, didn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Yuba County has suffered some of the really most major flooding that's happened in Northern California, so our improvements were very drastically needed to be done.
So this project is almost done?
It's almost done. We have one small portion of levee work still to be done on the upper Yuba, from Simpson Lane out towards an area called the Goldfields area, about a 4-mile stretch, but we'll have that under construction this year, and if we don't wrap up this year, it'll be early next year when we're completed.
Now this was a $400+ million project, right?
Yeah, it didn't start out that way.
Really?
Yeah, in the very early stages of our program, when we started in the 2004 time period, it was really only contemplated to be around the $100 million range. But that's the business that we're in, where we keep on having these changes in design criteria, and that they come from the Corps and from the state that we have to then deal with as locals, and we were able to do that.
And those changes, I guess, were what? Strengthen the levees even more? Or
they were to do that. There was some surprises that came out with the Corps and the state introduced this concept of under seepage, where the water flows underneath the levees and erodes from underneath and causes the levees to collapse. And that's what we've been really trying to overcome for the last, say, 4 years. Same thing that Natomas has. Our friends across the river in Sutter will face the same issue.
Right. Now, so we talked about the expense and how the expense really almost quadrupled, I suppose, over the number of years. And yet the expense not entirely borne by this community, which was a good thing. I mean, you had some help.
Right. Yeah, we had tremendous help from the state. The state helped with funding originally what we call Prop 13, some early funding and beginning of the program through 2005 and 6. And then most recently when Prop 1E was passed, an infrastructure bond, my organization was able to achieve probably close to 60 to 70% of the initial funding for our levee project. So the state has borne from 60 to 65% of the program.
And I guess we can thank the voters of the entire state of California for passing Proposition 1E, and they helped out a great deal. Yeah,
it came really at a very appropriate time for us, because early on in the program, our funding was mostly from the development community that stepped in and helped our program through the early stages, and then we all know what's happened with the economy in the last couple of years. And so Prop 1E came at a very fortunate time for us that allowed us to move forward and complete.
And before we close here, I think we should talk not just about saving lives and saving property, but without this levee improvement, total growth, growth is completely restricted, and very high flood insurance rates would be paid by everybody.
That's right. If we did not complete our program like we think we are going to, FEMA would map the area into a flood hazard zone, and the areas of Plumas Lake, Linda, Olive First, Arboga would all be severely impacted with these high insurance rates. There would be no development in the area, and a really key thing for our program is that with the spirit and push behind us from the local community, local leadership, we were able to get fine funding and then move to complete the project and get done.
All right. Well, Paul Brunner of the Three Rivers Levee Improvement Authority, thanks for coming by talking about this great project that's just about done.
Thank you.
And thanks to our viewers for watching Comcast Newsmakers. We'll see you next time.